So the original intention of this video, as you probably see from the title, was to show you guys the unbelievable propaganda video that Iran put out, which is blowing up Lady Liberty. But what we also look at in this video is the ceasefire proposition that we gave to them and how and why they rejected it. And I think for people who don't feel like they have a really strong understanding of what's actually going on over there in terms of the negotiation itself and why this is being rejected and why it's going to continue to be rejected, I'm telling you, just watch the whole video. Just watch this whole video because this goes back 10 years. I mean, obviously it goes back way more than 10 years, but specifically this moment right now goes back 10 years to a multitude of decisions that lead us to the total inability to end this when we need to end this. So enjoy the video because I really lose my temper here shortly. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, have a look at this. So Russia, China share insane Iranian propaganda videos, including a missile blowing up the Statue of Liberty. Oh, wow. Things are going that well, huh? And I assume we're not going to let that slide, right? Right? We're not going to let this slide, are we? Russia and China share this? An Iranian missile blowing up the Statue of Liberty? We have the #1 military in the world, right? And we can punk everybody economically, right? So we're in a really strong position of leverage, right? So they can just punk us like this, huh? And if you look closely, okay, if you look very closely at what they actually posted, what does that look like right there? Does that look like the Statue of Liberty head? Is that what that looks like? Or maybe is that the head of Baal? Okay. Because it is. That is a reference to Baal, which means what? Okay. If you don't know, get caught up. Baal, B-A-A-L, Baal. That is who they are saying is running our country to the point that they'll put it on the Statue of Liberty and then blow it up. Well, if you like it when I snap and start yelling about things, usually when I feel really strongly, then you're looking at the face of someone who just got done doing that. So much so that after yelling for probably 15 straight minutes, I realized I didn't even show this video yet. Okay, I just looked at Trump's offer and then Iran's rejection of it and then started talking about the history of the region and I just lost my shit. So if you enjoy that, just make sure you continue to watch after. Now I'm coming back in order to watch the actual propaganda video. So I think you'll have a good time watching that. And by the way, my channel growth has gotten murdered since I got a completely unjustified yellow icon from people who for sure just dishonestly were flagging my account. So if you guys would not mind helping me out by subscribing if you watch consistently and definitely liking the video. And if you can, share it to somebody, text it to someone, I don't know. Maybe other people that you know that don't watch me yet would like to see somebody just completely lose their shit on camera because it's might be entertaining for people. Okay, so let's watch this thing because this is called One Vengeance for All, and it was shared by both China and Russia, and it's literally, look at this, it's everywhere. It is literally everywhere. Everyone is sharing this video, and that's real interesting. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, great, dude. Awesome. So let's watch it together. And see how it makes you feel and see if it makes you feel like we're winning, losing, or if we got walked into a planned situation that we knew they knew we would be unable to get ourselves out of. Well, there was a song in the background, so I'm going to do a voiceover just in case it gets copywritten, but you are looking at Japan, Hiroshima. They're looking up at the sky. The Native Americans before that, Vietnam now. Okay. You're going to see a really funny one here coming up. Yemen. Oh no, here comes America. They're going to destroy us. Palestine, Gaza. I think that you can guess who that's aimed at. And then Epstein Island, a little girl. At least they have a sense of humor. And then now they got Iran, little kid at the school. And now they got Soleimani, who we also hit with an airstrike. And then the Ayatollah, who we also killed with an airstrike. And it's like, oh, okay, so, well, there's an ICBM from Iran, and it's headed up. Never mind. This is the Statue of Liberty, except it has the head of Baal instead of Our Lady Liberty on it, which is interesting. Wow. Wow. That is something. One vengeance for all. Man, that I don't know, man. That just fills me with confidence that everything's going fine. That they created that, and then Chinese news shared it, Russia news shared it, everyone in the world shared it. And the whole Baal thing, you know, if you aren't clear on who Baal is a god that these elites have, you know, worshipped for many generations. Some people think that it, you know, might, I don't want to say that word. You make a sacrifice, I guess I'm just going to have to say it, but kids. So that's what Baal is. And that was on Lady Liberty. This is just great, man. Listen, like they're just punking us left and right. Okay. I'm going to stop talking because I am about to go on a thermonuclear rant. And so I'm just going to let you guys watch that right this second. And there's also some incredible, really, really interesting information forthcoming here that you're definitely not going to want to miss also. So Iran completely rejected President Trump's 15-point peace plan on Wednesday and put forth its own maximalist demands to end the war. After the president claimed that Iran agreed to major components of his peace plan, including giving up their nuclear weapons ambition, why would they do that now? Tehran told mediators that Trump's plan was unacceptable. Iranian lawmakers have instead presented their own deal that would see the Islamic Republic rule over the Strait of Hormuz and ensure its safety, along with that of its terror proxies abroad. Well, that's interesting framing coming from New York Post. Something tells me that's not how they worded it. They say the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, which has consolidated power within the remains of Tehran's regime, somehow is telling us to shove it, vowed to keep the war going until the U.S. closed all American bases in the Gulf and provided reparations for its attacks on Iran. Nice. That seems like something that's very likely for us to do. Okay. Because here's the thing. If they wanted this to stop, they would make an offer that was at least potentially able to make it look like something good came of this for the United States. This counteroffer is them straight up saying, like, we're not letting you out of this. This we're going to break you with. We're going to break you with this conflict. And guess what? Going to war with 20% approval, not a great start. And that was when we all probably assumed that there wasn't a massive trump card in their back pocket. I didn't even understand. I didn't know about the Strait of Hormuz. I didn't understand that they could just do that. And now that it's like I was at, 1% support, and now I'm at negative 100% support. Okay. Along with American withdrawal, Iran's leader insisted they should have full control over the strait, the key shipping route that has cut off access to 20% of the world's oil supply. The change would allow Iran to collect fees from the ships that traveled through the passage, similar to what Egypt does with the Suez Canal. The new source of revenue for Iran would be compounded with an end to all sanctions on the Islamic Republic, according to Tehran's demands. Iran also demanded a permanent end to war, as well as Israel's fight with Iran-backed Hezbollah terrorist leaders in Lebanon. While the regime made no mention of its nuclear program in the demands, it said Iran should be allowed to keep its missile program with no negotiations to limit it. The demands fly in the face of Trump's 15-point peace plan, with U.S. officials calling it ridiculous and unrealistic. As of right now, it's unrealistic. Let's see how much longer we can keep this up. And it's like, here's the thing. Okay. It's funny because Nate posed this to me last night on the phone, and he said, can you imagine, just for a second, if you're just thinking about geopolitics, can you imagine if Iran was our ally? Like, as opposed to, right? And I'm not actually suggesting this as a course of action by any stretch of the imagination. I would expect that anyone who actually did that would have their channel nuked in half a second. So I'm not actually entertaining that the country we're at war with is like, oh, we should get rid of our ally and then replace him with that, because I would never do that publicly ever. But if you just think about it from the perspective of, what are we getting out of this situation versus what we are giving? And what did Charlie say? Charlie's like, given what are we getting for our money? What are we buying? What are we buying here? What are we buying? Okay? Because when things like this happen, there's only one way to look at it. It makes a person like me who has completely avoided this issue on purpose, totally. I never talked about that country. I never talked about any of it because I'm like, I don't really understand it and I don't care because it didn't have any effect on me as I was concerned. As far as I understand why military guys would look at it a lot. They've been deployed. They want to know what they were fighting for. They want to know all that. And like, for me, I'm just kind of like, look, I worry about things that are at home. I don't have room. I don't have bandwidth to be trying to understand over there. But when this happens, something like this, and then I find out that 80 of our Congress people list that as their number one funding source. And then you're watching people coming out with the most ridiculous statements of all time. Like, you know, where they put a higher value on their loyalty to that country than ours openly when asked about it. And you're like, what did you just say? Like, what? So the outlet's report contains 14 of 15 demands the Trump administration conveyed to Iran. Iran must dismantle existing nuclear capabilities. Iran must commit to never to pursue nuclear weapons. Why would they do that? No uranium enrichment in Iranian territory. Why, at this point, would they agree to that? Iran must hand its stockpile of enriched uranium over. Okay, well, why would they do that? Like, what leverage do we have? Okay, the nuclear facilities must be dismantled. We want access to their nuclear facilities. Iran must abandon its regional proxy paradigm, which is what, you know, where they're like attacking, you know, our bases or whatever. They must cease funding, directing, and arming its proxies. Same thing. Strait of Hormuz must remain open. Reasonable. Iran's missile program must be limited to both range and quantity. Iran must limit its use of missiles to self-defense. Dude, we could have gotten this deal done without going to war and then finding out that we have no leverage and that they have us by the balls. These are like nothing burger asks. These are, I mean, aside from maybe they must abandon its regional proxy paradigm and stop funding its proxies. Did they do that openly before? I don't know. But like, these are not huge asks. Like, and so we decapitated their leadership and then come with this. And in return, Iran would benefit by the end of sanctions. Okay, that's actually a good deal. U.S. assistance to advance its civilian nuclear program, a snapback mechanism allowing for automatic reimposition of sanctions if Iran fails to comply would be removed. Wait, we would remove, so if Iran fails to comply, we would remove the ability for us to reinstate sanctions. Here's the thing, guys. What is laid out here is not an unreasonable deal. But why would they trust us? Why would they make a deal with us? Think about this, dude. Why would they make a deal? They already made a deal. Okay, they made a deal with Obama. And I realize there's a lot of people who are, oh, it's a terrible deal. All right, well, tough fucking shit. We made the deal. Okay, America made the deal. It might not have been the guy you voted for, but it was the guy who represents America. And as soon as you just pull us out of that deal as if it didn't matter that we made an agreement, why would they ever make a deal with us again? And listen, that didn't really matter when you thought you could steamroll them and we can bully the entire world. And guess when that comes back to bite you in the ass? When you find out that you can't bully them and they can actually stand up for themselves. Okay? Like when I say you can't just back out of deals, I'm not talking about like just purely on an ethical basis, although I think that also, if we enter into a deal, you can't just like act like we never made it, go, oh, we're out of that deal, dude. We're backing out of the thing that we agreed to. Like, fuck that shit. Even if it's a bad deal, even if it's a president that I don't agree with, right? Even if it's a president that I think was a terrible president, if we make the deal's done, okay? And if it lasts for 10 years, you just got to suck it up through the 10 years. Like, if they break the terms of the deal, fine. Then of course, they violated it. But just you come in, you go, we're getting out of this thing, man. Nope, we're done with that. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You can't do it. And guess where it comes back to bite him in the ass? Right now, when we need to make a deal, we can't. Because who pulled us out? Hey, I can't remember which president pulled us out of the Obama era deal. Who was that again? Oh, right, this president. Okay, we literally led the Paris Climate Accord. I'm not even fully, I don't have no idea what's going on with the climate. None. What I know is that if representatives from our country get all of the countries together and we make rules that we're okay, guys, hey, we're all collectively doing this, and they bring everyone to the table, all of these different countries, and then finally we come up with deal terms and people agree to them. Like, do you have any idea how little loyalty we are in position to ask for when we do that, and then we just pull out of it like it never happened because we get a new president? It's absurd. You really think that we're in a position to demand loyalty from fucking anyone? What do they owe us, dude? It's, oh, they're being ungrateful because they are doing XYZ. Are we being good leaders? Just because you have the strongest military, it doesn't make you a good leader for your allies if you treat them like shit and then you force them into these deals and then you just pull out of them as if you didn't make them because you have a new leader. Like, that's bad fucking leadership. I don't care what anybody says about this. No one's going to convince me otherwise, okay? And here's exactly why. Because we're fucked. We are fucked by the balls. And how are we going to fix this situation? Why the fuck would they do a deal with us? And then you got the inner circle over there. You got Bongino and these fucking guys, and they're all, oh yeah, it's a big coordinated thing to break the base. It's like, you think that that's really why people are lashing out at you guys because of dumb memes online that are being perpetuated by international actors? Do I sound like I'm making unreasonable arguments here? Does it sound like I haven't thought about this? Does it sound like I have like some kind of fundamental misunderstanding of what's going on? Because I fucking don't. I understand exactly what's going on. And I was even with all of those things I named about pulling us out of the Paris Climate Accord, which I disagreed with immediately, pulling us out of the Iran deal, which I disagreed with immediately, not because I loved the deal, because we made the fucking deal. And you want to know what else I disagreed with? Is with us in the Biden era, where like we have all of these people who put their lives on the line for the United States, put their families' lives in our hands because we promised them that if they did that, we would protect them even if we withdrew out of their country. And then what do we do when we withdraw out of the country? We fucking leave them hanging. And what happens? They get murdered, and so does their family. Like, you don't have a problem with that? You fucking think that's good? They're doing that on they made promises for us, dude. We are the United States. We will protect you. We'll protect your family. If you do this for us, if you come to our side, we will make sure you're safe. And then we fucking abandon them, dude. That doesn't bother you? Ridiculous. This is the whole point. It doesn't matter. Biden, irrelevant, trash. This administration, trash. Like, we don't operate like we have principles that matter to us or ethics that matter to us, or we like as if we could just throw our weight around the world constantly and it's never going to come back and bite us. We just, steamroll everybody and tell them to go fuck themselves because, hey, we're the global superpower. You want to know what happens? As soon as a person or group that does that, they show a little bit of weakness, everybody bails. And then it comes undone all at once. And when that happens, I don't want to hear shit from anybody about it being the fault of like blah, 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 anybody except the leadership of this country. And I'm talking every single of the last however many. Okay. Like these guys, there's no Democrats did this. There's no Republicans did this. The leadership and our broken ass government all did this. But this current administration is literally, it's as if they're doing it on purpose. It literally looks like they're doing it on purpose to me now. And I've been fucking nice about this as long as I can stomach it. Tehran had slammed Trump's demands as excessive and disconnected from the realities on the ground. Okay, well, I mean, I don't agree that these are excessive. These are just like whatever. fucking ridiculous, man.